Wander Wealthy Podcast, episode 107. Hello, my loves. Welcome back to another episode of the Wander Wealthy Podcast. My name is Tess. I'm your host, and this show is dedicated to helping women navigate the financial world as both business owners and the CFO of their own personal finances as well. So today's episode is going to be a solo show, and I just wanted to share a little life update, talk about this new direction that we're going down here at Wander Wealthy. I'm sure if you've been listening to the last few episodes, you're probably familiar with this new direction, but we're going to talk a little bit more about that and how I'm really embracing this new direction to start leaning into my own authenticity and how it's all kind of coming into alignment for me. So hopefully this is helpful for you if you're in a period of transition, you're maybe battling with some of these various challenges that I'm bumping into, or you just want to hear a little bit more about what's going on with me and Wander Wealthy, then I think this will be a fun episode for the both of us. To get started, I just want to say I've been working on this new, very fun, free and easy little download for you. So if you are an online business owner, specifically service-based, but honestly, you could be any type of online business owner, then you might benefit from my 5-step easy profit roadmap. This is a quick and easy download that shares my 5 steps that I take clients through in order to establish profit in their business, but also make sure that their taxes are taken care of, they're able to pay themselves a reasonable wage, and take care of all those business investments as well. So I share the calculation, I talk about the different things you need to take into consideration, plus another additional opportunity that you can get to start stepping down this little roadmap for you and into a healthy and profitable business, as well as a healthy and profitable life, because I think that's what we all want and need. You can get the roadmap by going to wanderwealthy.com/roadmap. I will also link it in the description of this episode or in the show notes, which will also be linked in the description, or you can access by going to wanderwealthypodcast.com/podcast/episode 107. All right. On to the show. So I've been going through a lot of different changes lately. I'm actually currently podcasting straight from Iowa in my parents' home in basically my teenage bedroom. It is covered in lots of pictures of me and my friends from high school, as well as a ton of high school athletics, music, drama, paraphernalia all around. If you guys could see me right now, it'd probably be a little embarrassing, but you know what? I love this place. It's full of good memories. So I'm home currently from Italy because I am working through gathering things together as one needs to do when they are transitioning from being not only a digital nomad, but becoming, I guess, an immigrant, which is what I'm going to be doing after I get married. I alluded to this in, I don't even remember what episode it was, but it was a long time ago now, probably a couple months. And it was that I am now engaged. So my Italian boyfriend is now my Italian fiance, and we will be getting legally married this July in Chicago so that I can return back to Italy without having to get a student visa and go through that whole rigmarole. So in order to get that process underway, I had to come back because my student visa was expiring. I will return to Italy on a tourist visa, and then when we come back to the States in July, get married in Chicago, then I will return and be able to apply for residency as my fiance's then wife. So that's a big thing that I get to go to bat with as an immigrant, as a cross-border couple, and there's so many things that are spiraling from there, which is really kind of taking a lot of my brain energy. But it's all good stuff. It's all wonderful. I'm so grateful. I love my fiance. My parents are really supportive. Everyone has been so helpful and understanding, and it is definitely a challenge to kind of blend a family across cultures and across borders, but so far it has been a good experience. We will see how things unravel, especially when we have to do a 4 to 5 day sprint in Chicago, you know, running around, getting our license, getting our certificate, then getting all these other legal things together in order to register our marriage and get that over to Italy to then go to their immigration office and get my residency card. But I'll keep you guys updated as that unravels. If you're interested, let me know. I don't know if this is interesting to anyone except for me, but that's something that I get to deal with currently. I'm also home to celebrate Mother's Day and my dad's birthday, my birthday, but also to get an updated driver's license, as well as it seems like everything expires all at once. So I have some credit cards that are expired as well. And so I'm just trying to get all my ducks in a row before returning to Italy. Then, of course, there's all these other things that come up when you are a U.S. expat living in a foreign country, especially married to a foreign citizen. But that is all stuff that I'm kind of going to cross that bridge when it comes, because there's so many other things that are happening. We're wedding planning. Our wedding will be next May, and we have some other fun things ahead. But I'm also in the middle of a pivot, and that's the other thing I wanted to talk about here today on the show is the new direction of Wander Wealthy. Now, as I mentioned, you've probably started to notice based on the topics that are being discussed in the past handful of episodes, as well as if you're on the Wander Wealthy email list or maybe even in the Facebook group, I might have mentioned it, but I have been talking about this new direction that we are going down. So for the past, how long has it been? Since 2016, when I started the Words and Money podcast, I've really been focused on female personal finance. And that's not necessarily going away, but I've found, and I guess I'm being called to serve the specific market that is women in business that need help with not only their business finances, but also their personal finances. So we're still going to be talking about personal finances, but also tackling some of these business aspects. Now, business can mean a lot of different things. I'm specifically focused on service-based businesses, and if we're getting real specific, online coaches. So whether you're a life coach, a health coach, a fitness coach, a money coach, business coach, a relationship coach, we are all in the business of helping others make an impact on their lives and helping them get to some specific result, and help them transform into that place. It's not just delivering information, but it's also taking them along the journey and stepping them through that transformation so they can get to the other side of whatever that end result and desire is. So coaches are who I am uniquely positioned to help when it comes to their business finances and personal finances. But I will say that I believe a lot of my content will also help those who are in service-based businesses or are freelancers and independent contractors, just folks who are self-employed, who are kind of running their business, so to speak, whether you consider it a business or not, via your computer, you're running it online, and you're offering a service using your own unique abilities to make someone else's life easier, more transformed, better in any way, shape, or form. So for you all out there, this is going to be your money Bible. This place here, this Wander Wealthy podcast, the website, everything, it's going to help you make that transformation from maybe not charging enough, not charging what you're worth, not having confidence in charging your clients a certain rate. We're going to cover how much you should be paying yourself, how to overcome maybe some limiting beliefs, doubts, guilt that you feel around taking a paycheck from your business or charging enough to be able to take a paycheck from your business, how to understand your business's expenses and investments that you want to make in your business, how to understand if you're going to get a good ROI on that investment, or if you could be doing something better or I guess in a smarter way so that you can cut down on those costs and treat your business like a business, but also put it on a budget a little bit. How you can ensure profitability in your business and get your business to a place of health and wellness so that you're not just really, having a side hobby. You actually have a business that pays you an income that is able to cover its own expenses and make some sort of profit. And of course, how to make sure that your taxes are covered. This is so important. If you are running a business, it's going to have to pay taxes. And what's even more cool is whether you have an LLC, you're a sole proprietor, or you run an S Corp, your businesses can pay your taxes for you. And I help my business owner clients figure out how to do that for themselves. But we're also going to be tackling other questions and bringing on expert guests to help us understand business taxes. What can you write off? What's a good deductible? And understand the setup of your business, LLC versus S Corp versus sole proprietorship, plus some other things like mindset and pricing and marketing and sales and doing all the things that you need to do in order to make a good income in your business, plus any other questions you guys might have about business related stuff. Now, I'm the money expert. I'm super happy to talk about that, but I also know you guys might want some other resources, and I'm more than happy to bring other experts on the show as well. So you're going to be hearing a lot from me. I'm going to aim to do 2 solo shows a month and then 2 interviews a month, but you know how we do it around here. It's pretty up in the air sometimes, so that's what you can expect, but it's always subject to change. The other things I really am passionate about covering, though, is not just the business stuff. And like I said, I want to be your go-to person for money in general. And that's both on a business standpoint, but also on a personal front. Personal finances as a business owner are a little bit different than personal finances as someone who has a W-2, 9-to-5. Your employer is in charge of paying you your paycheck, covering your taxes, getting you some benefits. And so I want to make sure that I'm helping you out as well on the personal front with understanding your retirement options, your insurance options, how to budget your personal income, how to understand how much you need to be paying yourself so that you can live a good life and make a fair wage from your business. And of course, that gets us back into the business side, but then talking about how to merge your finances with your spouse or how to handle your personal finances when you're running a business and maybe your spouse doesn't, or maybe your spouse does, plus other tax, investment, and savings related questions. I am going to be your go-to girl. So you guys, I've been doing this work on myself personally, managing my own personal and business finances, but I've also helped a handful of clients get there as well. My clients aren't always just those who are in need of personal financial advice, but a lot of them do have side businesses or have their own full-time coaching businesses. And I have been instrumental in helping them figure out how to manage their business systems, how to understand pricing and packaging so that they can put those out into the world feeling good about their prices, and how to make sure that their personal finances are properly taken care of as well. It's so important to make sure that your personal finances are in line as a business owner, because you're probably going to treat your business finances like you do your personal finances eventually if you're not doing it now. And if your personal finances are a mess, then it's pretty likely that your business finances will get to that point too, if they aren't already. For a lot of us, they are just all over the place, and we don't know what the first step is to take to start moving in the right direction. So a big question I've been getting lately is why? Why this pivot? Why now? Those who know me know that I'm having a really good year for my business, especially on the personal finance front. I've launched some new courses. I've gotten more people in the door of the money program as well as the invested program. And my one-on-one coaching is completely and entirely booked out. This is the first time I've actually booked out my one-on-one coaching offering since I started my business. I've been doing one-on-one coaching for the past, I want to say 2 to 3 years, but this is really the first time that I literally cannot take on any more clients. So that must mean business is going well. Why would I want to make this pivot? And what I've really come to learn about myself and running my business is my life is starting to stray further and further away from the target audience that I used to be speaking to. Those who are making good income, but they have a 9-to-5 W-2 employer job. And I found that my messaging isn't as clear as I would love it to be. You know, I've been doing my best to be very relatable in terms of my personal brand and my lifestyle to those who I speak to on a regular basis here on the podcast or on Instagram or Facebook. However, my life is just very different because I am living in a different country, running a business, working very strange hours, and in charge of paying my own bills. And it's not that I haven't been authentic, but with this pivot, I've recognized that I'm able to be much more authentic and lean drastically into my personal brand as I live through my day-to-day life with a new audience, with the audience that can much more easily relate to this idea of time and location freedom as well as financial freedom. I can talk more freely about the struggles and hurdles I've had to overcome in my business without maybe questioning whether it's going to be applicable or even relatable to those who are listening on the other end, as well as sharing some of my best tips and tricks of being a digital nomad, or maybe marrying someone from another country, or working odd hours and working with clients and just navigating this how to run an online service-based business life. And I can speak from my own experience and know that I am making an impact in helping others, not only from a money standpoint, talking about my own personal and business finances, how I manage them, how I've overcome certain dilemmas, but also just from a general lifestyle and business perspective, talking about marketing and sales and managing my time and being productive and dealing with some mindset battles that I personally deal with or I've worked with other clients or peers around as it relates to being a business owner. So that's really kind of the explanation behind the pivot, why I'm doing it, who I'm really focusing on helping, and what it is that you're going to be able to learn from me as we go through this next chapter of Wander Wealthy. So if you're new to the show, well, first of all, thank you so much for tuning in and listening. I hope that this resonates with you and this gets you excited for what's to come. The first 100 episodes or so are very much focused on personal finance. I interviewed tons of people who are themselves business owners. And so we do a lot of times talk about business finance and talk about the struggles of entrepreneurship, but it is, for the most part, the topics are specific to personal financial issues. So I do think that is a good thing to know if you're new to the show and you want to go back and listen to some of the episodes. And as we go forward, as I've mentioned, we're going to be talking much more about this intertwining of business and personal finances, plus tackling some other business related hurdles, struggles, questions, ideas on time management, productivity, accounting, business setup. Anything that you guys want to hear more of as well, do feel free to reach out to me. I love communicating with you all on Instagram. So as you're listening to this episode, go ahead and take a screenshot and share it on your Instagram and tag me. My handle is Tess_Wicks. Tag me and then also send me a direct message. Seriously, I love receiving messages from you all. I love to answer your questions. I love getting questions. I love getting ideas of what you want to hear on the podcast or in a special Facebook or Instagram live. So seriously, send me your DMs of topics you'd like me to cover or struggles that you're personally dealing with as it relates to running an online service-based business, or when it comes to money mindset, personal finance, business finance, what have you. Send me literally anything. This is a whole new place that I am exploring, a new kind of rabbit hole that I am going down, and I'm so excited to be exploring this. It does feel so in alignment with who I am, my own personal brand, how I live my day-to-day life, but also what I love to talk about with my friends and even my family. And I'm excited for you to join along in this ride. So again, send me all of your questions. I want to get into conversation with you as well and really connect with you deeper than just this little podcast, me probably talking to you on your morning walk or in your car or running errands or whatever it is you do when you listen to podcasts. Cleaning your house, that's what I do. The other favor that I would love to ask of you is to head to the show notes, go to wanderwealthypodcast.com/podcast/episode 107. I'll also link it in the description of this episode. But if you go there, I'm going to link up a survey. Now, if you are an online-based service-based business owner, online coach, freelancer, independent contractor, whatever it is, I would love to get your 2 cents on something that you may be struggling with in your business. I have a 2-minute survey. It seriously takes no time. There is a handful of questions that I'm asking. Some of them are even multiple choice, but I just want to get your reaction. I want to get your thoughts around some of your struggles and what you would like to hear more from me when it comes to this podcast, Instagram post, Facebook or an Instagram live, or even programs that I will be releasing in the future. So I would love to hear from you. Go to wanderwealthypodcast.com/podcast/episode 107. Check out the link where it says take the survey and let me know. And then, of course, you can also reach out on Instagram, Tess_Wicks. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for being along for the ride. If you're an OG listener, I love y'all. If you are new, welcome. I can't wait to get to know you further. And I hope you guys enjoy this new direction, this new speed, this life update that I shared with you. And please let me know what else you want to hear. All right. That is it. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. And until I speak with you next week, I hope you wander wealthy.